Hello dear friends, this is your weekly horoscope for the week of the 22nd of July through the 28th. First of all, my apologies for last week, but Mercury retrograde hits all of us, including astrologers, so it was a big mess and I just couldn't find, the opportunity to shoot your weekly horoscope. So I'm really sorry about it, but now I'm back here. So let me prepare you for next week. And as I already said, Mercury is retrograde and it's still retrograde during the upcoming week, the last full week of Mercury retrograde. So if you're also affected strongly like me, hold on there. It's almost the end of this transit and it's really time to to reflect, to think about how you feel, also to reconnect to your inner child. Like in my case, so many memories from the childhood popped up, things that I had to work on, things that I realized. And this may happen with many people. Mercury retrograde in Cancer may bring old family stories to the surface, or childhood memories which you might have neglected or forgotten. And also, this is a great time to solve old issues with family members, to forgive, to let go, just to open up for the bright new future and to let go of the old stuff that we just don't need anymore. So, as usual, each transit can be used in a constructive way, even when it's challenging. So reassess the past, be careful of what you are starting. Try to avoid starting, big, important tasks, and just enjoy life. Now, also let me remind you that we are starting MarStars Astrology Academy really soon. So make sure to sign up for the waitlist so that you don't miss the first moment when you can enroll. And let's dive into next week. Except for Mercury being retrograde, we have also other stuff going on. The most important of which is the ingression of the Sun in Leo, the sign that the Sun rules, the homeland of the Sun, which is very positive. Every time that a planet enters the sign of its rulership, it means that the planet is home, and the planet can give us the best, it can express its fullest potential. And the sun is really the most important planet. It's a star, but we call it a planet in astrology. So it is the center of our solar system. It's really the most important planet, and in everyone's chart, it's really the most important planet. So what does it mean when the Sun is at home in Leo? It means that generally we may feel more positive about life. The Sun brings light without any requirements, without any rules or challenges. It's just the only natural source of light. And this is also a great time when we can express our fullest potential, when we may express our talents. We may feel more capable of shining, of doing the things that we like, the things that we really enjoy. The Sun is also a planet which can bring incredible passion. And when I say passion, I don't mean exactly, the romantic, sensual way of passion. It's more like the desire to live, the ability to enjoy life just for what it is. For nature, you look here, this amazing place, but you can find amazing things everywhere, starting from inside of you. So the Sun, when the Sun is strong in someone's chart, but also in the stars, like in the upcoming 1 month, this is, a strength which allows you to express yourself easier, to be confident. Wow, the Sun is really the planet which can bring you great self-confidence, just to believe in your own value, in your own strengths, in your own qualities, even without doing concrete things. As we said, the Sun doesn't bring any rules or requirements. So just time to enjoy, time to shine, time to feel fully alive. So great time for all kinds of creative activities. People, for example, who are performing something or working on stage, people who do something creative, you know, they do something new, but also every other person who just wants to enjoy life. And the sun enters Leo on the very first day, on Monday, the 22nd of July. So basically we start the week with this beautiful ingression, with this beautiful position of the sun, and for the next 1 month the sun is there. The sun in Leo is also great for starting new things. We already mentioned Mercury retrograde, so maybe this week we should still be careful with that. But after that, basically after the 1st of August, it's a great time for new beginnings, to start new things. Of course, it's not random that MarStars Astrology Academy, at least the enrollment, will be open during this time. So if you also want to start something new, something important, something which you are really passionate about, definitely use the energy of the sun in Leo. It would be a great supportive energy. Of course, everyone with their sun or ascendant in Leo will feel very strongly the positive energy of this transit. If your sun sign is Leo, then you are about to have your birthday, your new solar return chart. So it is important for Leo people, but also for all of the other fire signs. Sagittarius and Aries, you guys may also benefit more, even more than the other signs, because the sun in Leo makes positive aspects with Sagittarius and Aries. So overall, this is supportive also for taking action. Remember that fire energy is about action. It's not about just, you know, emotions, about feelings or thinking or connecting or whatever. It's about taking action. So always remember this when we talk about fire energies. And we have also another great fiery combination. Mars will have a trine with Jupiter. It happens on the 25th, which is Thursday. So on Thursday we have the exact aspect, but during the whole week we are still gonna feel this beautiful supportive energy. Again, it's mostly beneficial for taking action. First of all, because Mars is the planet of doing things, initiating, taking risks, and also the trine is in the fire signs. Mars is in Leo, Jupiter is in Sagittarius. So again, the fire signs may really benefit. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. All of the other signs can also benefit through taking action, through doing something. And this beautiful trine may really help you to be more inspired, to be braver, you know, to do something which maybe you didn't have the courage for, maybe which you didn't believe that you are capable of doing. Remember that Jupiter is extremely strong during the whole year. Jupiter is in Sagittarius, or at least until November 2019. So Jupiter in Sagittarius really help us to be more confident, to believe more in our own abilities, but also in, you know, the supportive energy of the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And this can also be very inspirational for doing things. Great time for learning, for expansion, for traveling, also for doing something independently. Mars in Leo puts the focus on the, you know, on the individual strength, on the individual power, the person himself, you know, not so much the group of people, communities or whatever. It's you in the center, you know, you are the main character of this play. And speaking about plays, this is also something that Leo sign really enjoys, you know, to feel like you are the main character, you are the actor, you are performing, you are receiving attention. Also, all of those things are very important for Leos. And Leo, the sign of Leo, its energy will be very strong during this week. So the Sun is there, Mars is already there, Venus will be there after Saturday, I think. Yes, after the 27th Saturday. And with this beautiful harmonious trine between Mars and Jupiter, it's time for you to shine. You know, it's time for you to get outside of the shadow zone and to do something independently, to do something that you love, something that you crave for, something that you are passionate about, something that you are inspired. It could be about business, about creativity, about your personal life, or something related to education, related to traveling and creativity as well. So great combination. I think that especially after the last couple of weeks when we had so many things, you know, Mercury retrograde, 2 eclipses, the Sun in opposition with Saturn, Pluto, it was a mess really. But now things are starting to improve, you know. It's just a different type of energy, you know, a different flow of energy. So I really hope that, you know, it will help us to move forward. So Mars, Jupiter on Thursday. Another interesting, so actually let's go through the days one by one, because there is interesting stuff almost every day. So Monday, 22nd of July, we said Sun enters Leo. Big shift for everyone, especially for the fire signs, but also for all of us who want to do something, to be more inspired, to enjoy life, to be more creative, and all of those Sun things. However, we need to be cautious specifically on Monday, because the Sun has a square and a half aspect with Jupiter. So what it means is that also the ego may take control. When Sun and Jupiter are connected in a challenging aspect, we might be extremely sensitive when it comes to our pride, our dignity, how we are treated by other people. We might be extremely, you know, unnecessarily sensitive about, you know, the appreciation we receive. So just keep that in mind. Also, you may want to do too many things, you know, too many goals, too many desires. It's not a bad thing, you know. Sometimes there might be a little frustration, which eventually can motivate you to do more things. So as usual, everything has 2 sides. And also the transit moon is in Aries on Monday. Another indication which shows us that this is a new cycle. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Each month when the moon enters Aries or another planet enters Aries, this is kind of a new start, you know, a new energy which starts growing, which starts expanding. So wonderful time to take action, to do something, to be more energized, maybe more impatient sometimes, maybe a little bit restless, you know. And there is really lots of fire during this day, during Monday. Sun in Leo, Moon in Aries, Jupiter in Sagittarius with this square and a half with the Sun. All of that shows lots of fire energy. So there might be more impulsiveness, more restlessness, desire for things to happen fast right now. But that's also okay, as long as we are aware of that and, you know, we do our best. Then we have Tuesday. Tuesday basically is a day when nothing, you know, concrete or big happens, because we don't have any major aspects at all except for the moon. The moon is still in Aries, so it's still, you know, high level of energy, time to do things, to be faster, you know, to approach things, to take actions. Also, the moon will make a couple of interesting aspects. The challenging one is with Saturn. So square with Saturn means we need to work harder, we need to be more consistent. There might be some resistance that we need to overcome. But we have the support of Mars and Jupiter. The moon in Aries will make trine with Mars, which is in Leo, and with Jupiter, which is in Sagittarius. So basically it forms a grand trine. It's considered to be the most harmonious astrology configuration, bringing you opportunities, luck, things flowing, and here the element is very important, fire element. So the focus is on action, doing things, taking risks, being enthusiastic. You know, fire energy brings a lot of enthusiasm. So overall, that's the situation on Tuesday. Then we have Tuesday, yes, I said it correctly. Then we have Wednesday, the 24th of July. Interesting conjunction between Mercury retrograde and Venus on the 26-27 degree in Cancer. Mercury and Venus, it looks like those two planets are very different, because Venus is about emotions and feelings. Mercury is about the mind and our ideas. But what's the common thing between the two planets? They are all related to connecting. Venus, emotional connections and partnerships. Mercury, all kinds of connections with other people. So what can this conjunction bring to us? First of all, this may bring situations from the past, because Mercury is retrograde, let's remember that. And they might be related to our love affairs, partnerships, relationships from the past. Emotions from the past might come back to us, or we may have a different, worldview or ideas about something we have experienced in the past emotionally. And also meeting people from your past. It's very, very possible. Mercury and Venus, as we said, it's about the connections. So it's highly possible to meet people related to your past. Lovers, partners, ex-husbands maybe, relatives which we haven't met for a long time, maybe our kids if we haven't seen them for a long time. And also family situations. Cancer is the sign of our family connections, of our roots, our deepest emotional needs as well. So all of those topics are still important during the week, especially on Wednesday. And also there might be lots of thinking and analyzing of some of those past experiences. And why not also reconsidering some of the things that we have been through, how we have been treated in our relationships, in our families, from our parents as well. And why not also to let go of emotions that we actually no longer need, just to set free from that. So this is also a significant aspect, and it will affect mostly the cardinal signs, first of all Cancer, but also Capricorn, Libra, Aries. For us, because I'm also one of those signs, for us this might be quite intense. For the other signs maybe too, but not as strongly as for the cardinal signs. The transit moon will be in Aries until 5 p.m. approximately Eastern time. So there is still lots of dynamics and the need to do something, to take action, to be independent. Around 5 p.m., a little bit before that, the moon enters Taurus. So overall the emotional atmosphere can change to being more relaxed, calmer. Things may not be so fast and even so tense. So it's just time to relax, to enjoy the comfort of your home or the place where you are, to enjoy a wonderful meal, and just to focus also on more practical things. The 25th of July, Thursday, we have this beautiful aspect between Mars and Jupiter that we already talked about. This aspect will affect us for the whole week, but the strongest impact is on Thursday, of course, when the aspect is exact. Trine between Mars and Jupiter. The fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius. Great time to do something, to initiate things, to be more independent, braver, and everything that we already talked about. So I would say maybe the most positive day of the week actually. Also the transit moon is in Taurus. This is a very comfortable position for the moon. because it allows us to relax, to feel calmer, to be more grounded, to connect with nature, or to do something for our body. Why not also take care of financial stuff or some kind of resources? So overall, this can be quite productive day. Then the 26th of July, Friday, we have an interesting aspect between Mars and Saturn, a quincunx aspect. I have talked about this aspect a lot, but I will remind you about it. Maybe some of you haven't heard about it. So what does the quincunx aspect represent? It's an aspect which works on two levels. First, it has one impact and then a different one. First one, it works or it affects us as a square aspect, which means possible challenges, possible difficulties, the need to work on something. Eventually, after that, it can shift the impact into a sextile, the 60-degree aspect, the harmonious aspect, which means there might be some positives, there might be some benefits, something improves, something for which we are supported, for example. So first thing, we have possible challenges, then some positives or benefits or new things, for which we are supported. And Mars and Saturn are also two planets which are completely different. Mars is about the action, about being impulsive and independent, taking risks, moving forward also. Saturn, it's quite the opposite. It's about keeping things as they are, resisting the change, playing safe also, not taking risks, working hard instead of being impulsive, for example. So we may feel kind of in the middle between those two polarities. From one side, we want to do something, at the same time we feel certain resistance. At the same time, we want to move forward, but we want to plan and, prepare. So it's kind of, like a slalom, when you are skiing, and you have to be very flexible, you have to be very cautious and react very fast. And of course, eventually it may have a great result. And here the positive thing is that Saturn can bring to Mars more cautiousness, more to be more careful, not to rush things too impulsively. At the same time, Mars can help Saturn to be less rigid, less afraid, more willing to move forward. So it may turn out to be very, very interesting, but remember, first there might be challenges, after that some positives, but we still need to work. Whenever we have Saturn, even with positive aspects, it's still about work. It's still about being accurate, doing the right thing, being consistent and patient. But I always like to repeat that the best thing about Saturn is the fact that it's the planet of justice. So whatever you work for, eventually you will be rewarded. You will get what you truly deserve. So don't be afraid of those aspects. And we have another aspect on Friday, square and a half between the Sun and Neptune. This aspect can make us a little bit more daydreaming, or a little bit more, out of space in a way, not so concentrated, a little bit maybe willing more to focus in our dreams or on our imagination. So be careful with information, with things that require to be accurate, to be very focused. And on the other hand, for creativity, for things that require more inspiration, for spiritual things, for a wonderful meditation, or just to feel more relaxed, this aspect can be actually positive. And the moon is still in Taurus on Friday, so we need to be patient. We need to take our time before we approach something. We need to be grounded, in touch with reality. This may help, by the way, with the Neptune Sun aspect. So, still connected to the earth, to the material energy. And why not to materialize something, to do something, which has a concrete form and concrete result. And the 27th of July is Saturday. Venus is in, the main row here. Venus, which will ingress in Leo. Venus in Leo can bring more exciting emotions, more passion, but also, desire to be in the center, to receive a lot of attention from our partners, people that we love. Women may really appreciate a nice compliment or a nice gesture just to show them that you really appreciate them. Why not offer them a wonderful flower or a small gift or any gesture which will show women or partners in relationships, this may relate to men as well, to show how you appreciate them, that they're valuable, that they're irreplaceable. People with a very strong Leo energy really like to feel irreplaceable. So if you want to, make their ego happy, make their heart happy, just show your appreciation. But overall, as we said, more excitement, more passion, more enthusiasm, openly also sharing our emotions with others. For creativity, for art, this is also a beautiful position. Whether you're an artist who creates something or you're just, a fan of art and beautiful things, it still works great. So this will affect us for the next couple of weeks, not only on Saturday, but Saturday is the day of the shift, so we may really feel the new energy. Also on Saturday, again, Venus has a square and a half aspect with Jupiter. Aspect which connects the two benefactors, Jupiter the small one, Venus the small one and Jupiter the great one. So lots of desires, lots of things that we want to have, to achieve. And here again, how respected we are from our partners, people that we love. The ego can be very sensitive, as we said. Basically, Jupiter has the same aspect with the Sun on Monday, but this time Venus is on the same degree where the Sun was a couple of days ago. So on Saturday, Venus makes the same type of aspect with Jupiter. So the topics are kind of similar, except for the fact that this time we talk more about the emotions and the relationship partnership area. More desires, more sensitivity when it comes to, how we are treated, how we are appreciated, are we being respected by other people, especially people that we love. Also, we may find ourselves wanting too many things. Venus is the planet of our desires. Jupiter is the planet which expands things, makes them grow. And especially the challenging aspects can make things grow extremely, so to speak. So yeah, we may realize that we want too many things. Maybe not all of them are possible, so we need to prioritize. But also there is a need to show how successful we are, to be, to feel important, to feel loved, to feel valuable. So yeah, it is interesting. And the transit moon is in Gemini on Saturday, so more focus on connections with other people, especially friends, or more daily connections with other people. And overall, great time also for traveling, for more variety, for some kind of shifts that we can experience. And Sunday, the last day of the week, 28th of July. No major aspects except for the moon. The moon is still in Gemini, so we have this focus on communication, connection, exploring some ideas. Great time for traveling. The moon will have two major aspects. Challenging aspect with Neptune, which can bring some kind of confusion or more unrealistic expectations, or some kind of possible mistakes, I guess, sometimes. But the imagination is very strong, The potential for creativity is also very strong. And you know, on Sunday this would be a great time also to relax, just you know, to do something that you enjoy. And the other aspect that we have is a sextile with Mars, positive aspect which can, you know, help you to do something. Great aspect for sports, for doing something, you know, independently or with friends as well, something that you enjoy. As we said, for traveling this is also great. And overall, you know, it increases the energy, the overall energy. So Sunday should be a fine day, interesting day with possible new ideas, more communication, more variety. So overall, this week we actually have mostly positive energies. So we have some minor challenging aspects, but they are not really challenging, honestly. And we have this fire supportive energy. You know, the positive thing about the fire energy is that it helps you to, you know, to move through the challenges, or, you know, to remain positive even when things are not working as you would like them to. So fire energy is really considered to be on the highest evolutionary level. Our famous Bulgarian spiritual teacher Peter Danuf, who has also used to be an astrologer, he said that the fire energy is the closest one to God. You know, it's like the most perfect, if we can, you know, use this word. Why not? It's the closest to being perfect. Let's call it like that. And there is a reason for that. You know, fire energy is creative energy, the energy of doing something, of moving forward, and, you know, overcoming things. Of course, you know, fire energy also has its own challenges, like being impatient, maybe not so consistent always, and, you know, also what of burning out. Fire energy is very enthusiastic at first, but eventually it can get bored, or it may really burn out. So everything has two sides, as we have already said, but I think that this week should be more positive than the last couple of weeks, so I'm really excited about it. Again, let me remind you also, if you want to dive deeper into astrology with me and learn the whole concept of how to interpret a chart and so many other amazing things, make sure to sign up for MarStars Astrology Academy for the waitlist. The enrollment is not open yet, but it will be soon. The links are below the video. Let me know also, how do you feel, how you're dealing with Mercury retrograde? How do you feel post eclipses, after those crazy eclipses? For me they were really crazy, but I would say in a very positive way. Even if this was a complete mess, so many things happened which I couldn't really plan, but I'm really happy, and I'm still able to see the positive in every challenging situation. So I hope you're feeling the same way too. And I'm sending you lots of positive energy from this amazing place. You can, you know, connect with it and just, you know, imagine that you are here. It's in the mountain high. It's called Duspat. This is a dam. It's called Duspat. It's in the high in the mountain. There are many people fishing here. Maybe you can see some of them here. So anyway, sending you lots of positive energy from the spot, from me, from nature, the Bulgarian mountains. And yeah, we'll see each other really soon. Take care.